Hey, I'm Dr. J. Welcome to my kitchen. We're going to make a delicious Instant Pot short ribs. These are to die for. They're so good. I have my Instant Pot set on saute normal. I'm just getting it heated up. I'm just going to put in about 3 to 4 tablespoons of avocado oil. Olive oil would be fine in here as well. And I'm just going to wait till this reads hot. But while that's happening, I have 2 pounds. This is boneless short ribs. These are delicious. And it's just so much nicer to me than having it on the bone. Just makes it a little bit easier to eat. And I know my husband appreciates that as well.
Yes, he does.
Oh, right? I know. Because you really do he does not like things that you have to pick up and eat. So, you know what? I have to admit, I kind of don't, I'm kind of the same. And we're serving these tonight over parsnip puree. It's so good. Oh my God. I'll have that video for you as well. So I think we can put that link below, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we're just going to season these really good with the salt and pepper. And this comes out so tender and it's so quick. You'll see how it comes out in the Instant Pot. It's amazing. I know you guys know I'm a big fan of this, right? It's ridiculous. I mean, I think I probably use this, I don't know, 2 to 3 times a week at least. Yeah. So, okay. So we're just going to let that oil, this will actually read hot when it's ready to roll. We'll get our meat seared off and we'll get our short ribs done just like that.
Bada bing.
Yeah. Okay, so our Instant Pot is ready for us. It says hot, good to go. Now I'm going to do this in 2 batches. I don't want to overcrowd it because the meat will more steam, but we want to get a little seared, nice caramelization on the meat. Okay, so just like that. And it's funny, like the meat when you cook, whether you're doing this on the stove top, like in a cast iron pan, or however you're doing it, the meat actually kind of has like a built-in thermometer. I know that sounds really strange, but some people say, oh gosh, I was trying to turn the meat and it's stuck. Let it stick. It's not ready yet. So what will happen is when it caramelizes, the caramelization will actually allow the meat to release. I could probably show you. If I start to like move meat around now, it will actually stick to the bottom. Like I would have to yank it to like pull it. It would actually tear. We don't want to do that, right? So this will take maybe 3 to 4 minutes. It's going to get a nice caramelization, a nice brown on it, which just adds tons of flavor, right, to the meat. And then it'll actually just release easily. So no big deal. So if you ever do that, like I said, whether you're doing it in your Instant Pot or on your stovetop, just let it sit for a minute. Sometimes it's hard to be patient. I know for me it is too. So, okay. So the meat now is not sticking anymore. So it's actually, and I'll show you in just a second, it just comes up. And you'll see how it's nice and caramelized on the other side. So I'm just going to flip it around. Give the meat just a little turn. Yep, just like that.
So if it sticks, just let it.
Yeah, you just want to stay a little longer. No need to get stressed out about it. And the hardest thing for me is I'm a little short. I mean, I know you know that. So I know. Would you all think that's a little weird? I used to be up and down off the step stool, but it is hard for me to see in here. Maybe someday we'll put different countertops a little bit lower for me.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so we're just gonna let this brown on the other side. I'm gonna get my other batch of the beef in, and then we'll show you how to finish this. It's so good. I'm ready for the second batch. It looks like I need a little bit of oil in the pan. Just add a little bit more, another couple tablespoons. Don't stress when you're cooking. If you feel like you need to add a little bit of something else, go for it, right? That's what we want to do. So we just want to make sure nothing burns on the bottom there. Okay, second batch going in. Okay, so the second batch is coming out. It's all nice and caramelized. Delicious. Now, you're going to see brown bits on the bottom of this Instant Pot. No need to worry about that. That's
I like brown bits.
Yes.
Because it means
Flavor. Yes. Lots of flavor. So, you don't want to worry about cleaning that out. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do.
Look at those brown bits.
I know. We've got 1 cup of good wine. Don't buy cooking wine. You want wine that you're going to drink. Okay? Good. So the 1 cup of wine goes in. As that starts to bubble, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start scraping the bottom. There we go. And this will just, it'll get, not only is it going to clean the bottom of the pan for you, but all those brown bits are just going to add flavor. And we're just going to build our sauce this way. It's so good. But even if you don't drink, that's okay. This is just going to add a beautiful flavor to your sauce. I still recommend it. Honestly, I don't really drink these days myself, but I always have wine on hand. You know what? You can actually freeze it. Don't send me the hate mail. You tell me you can't do it, but you can. If you're going to use it for cooking, it's not a big deal. So if I open up a bottle, I'll just save it for the next time I'm going to make a sauce. So it's not a big deal, right? But it really does add a beautiful flavor. We're cooking off the alcohol, so no need to worry about that. You can give this to kids. If you want to skip it, though, you absolutely can.
What would you add instead?
Just more beef stock, a beef broth. Yep. Yeah, because we're going to reduce this down, and so that's what I would do. I just think the wine just really gives it a really rich flavor. Yeah. All right, so now I can, and I can feel like just as I'm doing this that there's no resistance on the bottom. I can also see if I just kind of look in there. Not only is it important like to build the flavors of the sauce, but it's also important because with an Instant Pot, once we seal everything up, you're done, right? So like I need to know everything is going to taste good. I need to know my seasonings are right. But if there's something stuck on the bottom there, that's the only thing with an Instant Pot, you'll get a burn notice. How do I know? It's happened to me. Yeah. So I've like made all these mistakes. Like I told you, we really do test all our recipes. I did this recipe. I mean, I've done this many times, but it's really funny. So Mariah, Dr. Moore, I know you're going to be watching this. I'm doing this for you. Love you, girl. But she's asked me, and I've done short ribs before, but like I told you, for many years, like when I'm just cooking for myself and Eric, I don't write things down. I just haven't. So, we're doing YouTube now over the past, God, it's almost been 4 years. It's crazy now. We love you all for supporting us for this length of time. But I've been writing things down. So we tested it. It came out delicious.
Oh, it did.
So
I'm excited.
So now we're recording. Yeah, he already knows. So it's not a surprise to him. But Mariah, you're going to want to make this for sure. She's one of my coworkers, and she's so great. And she is a big supporter of our channel. We're so thankful for you. And so I hope you make this for yourself and your honey. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just reducing the wine by about half. It's not an exact science, but just by about half. Okay, that actually looks good to me. So I'm going to start building the sauce. So I'm adding in next, I'm going to add in some tomato paste. And I'll have all the exact measurements will be in the description below for you. Going to get that in there. I've got some really good balsamic vinegar. That's going to go in. Love that stuff. And it just gives it it just lightens it up a bit. Or I should say brightens it up a bit. And I'm just going to stir this around. I just want to make sure I get the tomato paste all combined. But we're almost ready to seal this thing up. You see how simple this is, right? And I'm telling you, you put this on your table and people are going to think like you slaved for hours. Just don't tell them. I won't. All I'm doing right now is I'm just combining. I just want to make sure that the tomato paste is all incorporated into the sauce, into the wine. Okay, so I'm just going to hit cancel. Shut this off. Now we're just getting everything in. I've got 1 cup of beef stock or broth, whatever you have. I always use low sodium if you can, if you have it. If not, you're just going to want to cut down on the salt that I put in here. So if you use them regular, I'm using actually a teaspoon and a half total of salt. I probably cut it down by about a half a teaspoon. This is just aromatics. This is not going to stay in my sauce. Once it's cooked, I'm going to remove these. But I have half of an onion that I just cut up. I left the root end intact. It'll just be easier for me to take out. And I've just cut this into quarters. Okay. I have 1 carrot that I peeled and just cut up in big chunks, and 1 celery. 1 celery stick. I've got a big thing of rosemary. I just love the stuff. It's so good. And a few twigs of thyme. Here I've got a couple bay leaves going in, and then a couple really large cloves of garlic. Okay, it's all just going to flavor our sauce. Okay, so now meat goes back in. Make sure you get the juices and all. Do not throw that away. Again, that just adds flavor to your sauce. It's like liquid gold. Okay, going in. Try not to make too much of a mess here. Again, so just trying to get all those juices there. But this is great over mashed potatoes. It's great over noodles, over polenta. I mean, all of those things would be delicious. But we're going to do the pureed parsnips tonight. Okay, so I'm just giving this just a stir, just so I get everything combined. Okay. All right. Fabulous. We're going to seal her on up. We're going to put it on pressure cook, more or high. And we're going to go for 40 minutes. Okay, so this is going to come up to pressure. It'll take about 15 minutes or so to come up to pressure. It's going to cook for 40. At 40 minutes, I'm going to let it naturally release. All that means is I'm just not going to do anything. So the timer will actually start counting up, and I'll let it count up to 10 minutes. At 10 minutes, I'm going to release all the rest of the pressure, and then I'm going to show you how to finish it up, and we're going to have dinner on the table. I can't wait. Okay, so we pressure cooked for 40 minutes. We let it naturally release for 10 minutes. I'm just going to hit the release button and let all the pressure out. Okay, so once that pin drops, it's safe to open. Oh my gosh, that smell is so good. All right, I can shut this off. All I want to do now, I'm going to get out the meat, separate it, get the veggies that kind of give up all their love. We're not going to use them. And then I'm going to show you how to thicken the sauce. And then we're going to have dinner on the table.
Amazing.
Right? Yeah. We'll go through and get some of the other stuff out now.
So, on the bay leaves.
Yes.
So, I've heard if you get the bay leaf in your meal, then you have good luck. I've also heard you have bad luck. And you told me one.
Yeah. I don't even know.
Your family, if they got the bay leaf, what happened?
No, I don't know if it was my family. I don't even know who told me this. I heard that if you get the bay leaf, you've got to do the dishes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm usually always one getting the bay leaf, but you know, yeah.
It's funny.
I know. It is funny. This smells so good.
Yeah, it does. Like it's just falling apart. I can just see it.
I know. I just want to get most of the meat going, and then we'll separate. Now listen, the other thing, you know what? If you do want to have veggies with this, totally fine, right? Because we're putting this over parsnips, which is our veggie, and we always have salad. But I would still take these veggies out. For me, they're too soft. They just give a lot of flavor to the sauce. That's why I put them in there. If you want to, though, what you could do is at the end of the cooking time, or at 35 minutes, I would stop it, release all the pressure, take the top off, and then put veggies in 5-6 minutes, and then you're good. Because that's really all the
They
time.
won't be so mushy.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I like them to have a little bit more texture. So anyways, that's how I would do it. But anyways, okay. So
if you like mushy vegetables,
right. That's okay. And that's okay too. I mean, they're going to taste great. I mean, they're going to taste really good. So, okay. So I'm just going to fish the rest of this out. I'll show you how to thicken the sauce in just a second. And I have food on the table. Okay. So we got the veggies out, got the meat separated. Now I just want to thicken that sauce, right? We spent that time building. So I've got some cornstarch in here and a little bit of beef broth. You could use water. That would be fine too. You just want to make sure it's not warm because it will actually clump up. So room temperature or cold would be fine. So we're just going to mix this all in. Cornstarch is just a great thickening agent, just nice and quick. All right, I'm just gonna wait. I got my saute, I got this on a normal. I just want this to start bubbling up because you won't get your sauce to thickness, the right thickness, until you actually start to get a bubble or a boil. Okay, so we've got this up to a bubble, and that's what you want. As this goes in, this will thicken really quickly, okay? So just gonna pour that in. Can you see the consistency and everything change? It's amazing how quick it happens.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And I'm just going to let that cook for about a minute. That's it. Oh, you all, this smells so good. I wish you were joining us. Well, this is done. I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to get this plated up and we're going to taste it for you in just a second. I know.
Is it time?
Yes, it smells so good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, pasta puree, which we will give you the link to the video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then Instant Pot short ribs. Amazing. So let's get.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The parsnip puree is one of our most popular videos.
I know. It's crazy. It is delicious.
Yeah.
And super healthy.
Yeah.
So let's go for it.
Yep.
Right? But this would be great on mashed potatoes. I know I got to go in for that. I'm going to do a little bit of both.
Oh, yeah. It does look like mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
All right. Here
Okay.
you go. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, my God.
That, oh, my gosh. It just
So,
falls apart. It is so delicious.
So good.
Tender.
So tender.
The sauce is
And I
so good.
love that. So, Dr. Moore, this one was done for you and for
Thank
him.
you.
He loves it too. Listen, we hope you all love these videos. If you do, please share with your friends and family. If you have not subscribed yet, please do that as well. And don't forget to click that bell. That way you know when our next video is coming out. All right, love you all.
Can we eat now?
Yes.
Okay.
Totally.